Here we go. Hey, cool. We got it. So. I couple quick things before we get started. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Checking. I think we're coming through. Okay, good. Happy Friday. Friday. Thank you, Chris. So we're going to dive in to the ICND1 practice questions. I have huge respect for the fellow who said, I got to scroll back, who said that he'd be taking his test, I think, on the 21st. So yeah, I want to make sure that we hit that, and we're going to do that. But I know that someone asked, they said, I really need help with spanning tree. And believe it or not, I get more questions on spanning tree than I do on subnetting. Seriously, like that's one of the hardest topics for people to catch because it's so simple yet so intricate. So I want to do something. So I'm not gonna say my only. One of the big reasons that I wanted to do it is because I literally just did it yesterday. I recorded the material for the new CCNA 2020, and I'm like, man, I got all the stuff right here. Why don't we just do something and I can show it to you? So I think it would be hugely helpful, and I'm hoping. I still remember when I learned spanning tree like 20 years ago when I got into Cisco. It was the hardest thing for me to get, and I can tell many stories about it. So yeah, I totally understand how difficult that is. So that being said, let's get in. So we are right now on CBT Nuggets website. Very cool new certification training playlist. I'm going to head on over to the practice exams. We are carving right through ICND1, and here's my thought is I'm going to finish this test with you guys, and what I've been doing. I should show you this too. I just literally posted our session from yesterday to my YouTube channel. So if you didn't know, let me pause that. I have a YouTube channel that I just started a couple months ago, so it's growing. But I'm taking these sessions, and if you want to run back there, as I watch them, I know it's kind of strange. I watch what we did. I'm like, this is really good stuff. So I think this will be hugely valuable if you are needing to beef up on any one of those topics. Feel free to go back and go through it. The advantage you have right now is I'm watching that queue. We've got Jake who's joining us. He's moderating. He's grabbing big questions, throwing them up for me so I can see them. I can answer them. So check that out. Subscribe. Blah 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 blah. I'm learning social media. Subscribe. Okay. So let's keep going with the quiz bank question. So we're on question 36 of 55, and that's what I was saying. I'm thinking we'll literally just carve through the rest of this test together. Not today, but once we're done with this test, that's when I'm going to flip over to ICND2 and start doing that material for the people that are, again, going for CCNA before February. So let's do it. We've got 16 minutes. Which statements are true regarding? Oh, wait a sec. This is what we ended the last session with. It was da 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 da. So I think I'm figuring this out. I think with this simulator, if it's gonna be multiple, I think they actually tell you. If it's not, even though they let you choose multiple, they won't. I think. Don't quote me on that. Okay, here we go. Question 37. Which prompt indicates the Oh, this is so good. Which prompt indicates the configuration mode at which Cisco iOS debugs commands can be issued? Come on, this is a great softball to get us going. Chat it in over there on the right or left-hand side, wherever you got your console. Yep. Good. Show commands, debug commands, all those commands come right here from the privilege mode. User mode will give you some show commands, but never debug commands, because debug commands can literally cripple your router if you use the wrong one. So they want you to have that root level access, if you will. So check our answer. Good. We're solid. Next up. Question 38. Click and drag the command to the left to the OSI model at which they test functionality. If a command can test more than one layer, choose the highest layer for which it can test. Okay. Why don't you do this? In the chat thing, put the command dash which layer you'd be testing, because obviously you can't drag and drop. What do you think? Oh, wait. I have music. Yep, Harris, you got it. That's the that's 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 the wrong answer, but that's how it was. Okay, you're right. I think this one would take too much typing. Harris, you got the right idea. Wrong answer. So ping ping is ICMP. So this one actually will test up to layer 3. Show interface. Okay, which does this test? Okay, show interface. That's tricky. Like, it's not actually doing anything. So I'm going, okay, maybe it's asking what information does it display. So if you do a show interface, you're going to see the data link layer. You're going to see the network layer. And that's about it. So I would throw that as well right there, layer 3. Okay, good. You guys are chatting stuff in. Telnet is all the way up because you're using TCP port 23. That's layer 7. Show CDP neighbor. This one, the beauty of CDP is it runs at layer 2, right below the. There you go, and Anthony, you've got it. And FTP, you're going all the way to the application layer. That's port 21. You're using TCP all the way up. Look good? What? Line protocols. Oh, wait a sec. Really? Show interface. Hang on. So we're right on, except they're saying show interface belongs at layer 2. I'm grabbing my console cable. We're going into I don't have that router powered on. I've got this router powered on. Let's do it. Click. Land of Dinosaurs, Nevada. We're gonna see if our practice simulator is correct. Let's do it. Where's my console putty? Bring up putty. I believe I'm on COM 9. Dang it. Device manager. We are on. Oh, it's because I already have putty open. Right. There we go. So I'm on a router. Let's get in and let's do show IP interface brief because I just want to see if I've got it. There we go. Let's do show interface fast Ethernet 0/0. Lies. I'm calling the exam simulator. I'm gonna tell them it's layer 3. You got layer 3 information right there. So burn, because on the real exam you can do that. You can bust out your your console prompt. Hang on. Chief is saying, guys, it's not layer 3. I think it's layer 3. I don't know, my friend. That to me says layer 3. Oh, well, okay, maybe they're saying, so maybe it's up to interpretation. It's saying, okay, maybe it can actually tell you the status at layer 2. Yeah, if that were an exam, I'd hit the comment and say, please clarify. I'm not sure what you're after there. So, good. All right. So, thanks, Chris. So, which statement is true regarding the switch port protected interface configuration command and its effect? That's a tough question for ICND1. That's actually a little outside the scope of ICND1, I think. Switch port protected. Command is used to configure private VLAN edge ports. Protected port can communicate with any other port. Yeah, I know Chief is chatting in. It's a confusing statement. Yeah. So So yeah, honestly, I'm not 100% sure. Switchport protected. Switchport protected. I'm thinking this is going to be C. A protected port can communicate. Let's find out. Let me grab my console cable. Let's go to our switch. And whoop. Let's bring this up. So we'll go into, let's just go into interface fast Ethernet 0/10. It's just one I'm not using. Switch port, hit the question. Protected. That's not helpful. Configure it to be a protected port. Protected port. That's it. Switch port protected. Switch port protected. Well, let's find out. If I were to take a stab, I would go with C. Unless Cisco uses different language. Protected ports based layer 2 firewall. Can communicate with, a protected port can communicate with any, oh, I was thinking it said cannot communicate. So command is used private. Let's check it. Let's go with A. We'll go with yours, Chief. B, private VLAN edge ports. Yeah, so it's been a long time since I've configured private VLANs, and that's not on the ICND1 last I checked. So on a 2950 switch, switch port protected gives you private VLAN ports. Okay, well, there we go. Yeah, I'm going with you on that. That's I would say that's a confusing one. All right, let's check the next one. Question 40. Which command will allow host 192.168.144.25 to have telnet access to network 172.16.00? So we've got an extended access list question. Give it a try. You guys are tuning in on it. Let me stop the music. So if I were doing this question, I would immediately go after which ones are not the answer. And so I'd look at that and I'd go, okay, this, in order to do telnet access, I need an extended. That's a standard, so definitely not that. And look at this, I go, okay, 23, I know that, and that is the telnet port. This is FTP, so definitely not that. So I'm down to 2. And so if you're looking for speed, which on the exam, that's what you're going after, you're just kind of looking for what do you know? And I would go, oh, UDP, that's not what we use for Telnet. Telnet is a TCP-based protocol, so that would eliminate that. So that's how I would answer the question really quick without even reading the answer. But let's just look at it. This says access list 150, permit, that's saying, okay, I'm going to allow the TCP-based protocol. This is how extended access lists work. Says from the source 192.168.144.25. So from there, it's saying that specific IP address. This is the inverse mask. So the way I always tell people when you're looking at access lists, just think, I want to match that. I want to match that. Wherever you see 255s, that's like, I don't care. So it's saying from this source to any destination, this is your destination information. So any destination that is starting with 172.16, and then I don't care after that. Sorry, I can't. I'm left-handed. It's hard to do that. So that's the destination. So any 172.16 address equal to the destination port 23, which is Telnet. So that's our answer. Let's check it. Bingo. We're in. Cool. So, Easley Corey is saying, what's the 150? The 150 is actually the access list number. Matter of fact, here, let's got a switch here. Might as well do it. This is a layer 3 switch. So I can do access list, hit the question mark. It's just picking an access list number from the middle of that list. It just happened to be, I'm guessing that's one that they're not using or they're modifying. So if I were to do that, say, okay, block telnet. And let's just say I want to block telnet. So it's saying, access list 150. Permit, and I'll say I want to permit the TCP protocol. Let's just permit telnet to anything from any source to any destination on a port number equal to, and you can just type in the port number right there, 23. So we've now created an access list. So I can do a show access list, and I can verify I've got my one access list saying line 10, that's the first line it added, permit TCP from any source to any destination using the telnet protocol. It recognized port 23 is telnet and squeeze that word in there. Good. So good. Yeah. So please keep asking questions. Let me hit the next one. Trying to read questions at the same time. All right. What Cisco iOS command produced the following as part of its output? Similar to a previous question we had. On this is one of those like you either know it or you don't. So this is a port security interface. So it is B, and let me show you what that looks like. So if I wanted to enable port security, so I'm on a switch right here. Let's just say I want to restrict port 10. So I'm going to get into fast Ethernet 0/10. I would do switch port security, and first off, just pressing enter enables port security. You can then go in there and say, I want to do a maximum of 1 MAC address, for example. So that keeps people from attaching hubs and wireless access points and stuff like that. Like people have hubs these days. So then I can go back and do show port security, and I could do interface, and then you would type in exactly, so this is a partial command, but that's the output from it. So I would say interface fast Ethernet 0/10, and it's going to tell me, hey, you got port security enabled. Its maximum is 1 MAC address, which is the default. Currently, nobody has violated your policy. If somebody does, it will shut the port down, which is also the default mode. So that's what this is from. Show port security interface. All right. Good. I think we got time for one more question, and I'm going to flip over to spanning tree protocol because I know a lot of people struggle with that. So let's do this one together. Question 42. Click on the scenario headings. Okay, so let's take a look. Scenario. You've been asked to manage the 4 routers shown in the network exhibit. Okay. I always just go straight to the exhibit. Okay, so we've got wait a sec. There's 5 routers there. So 4 of them must be what we're managing. There's no existing documentation, and you have only the console connection to the central router. Okay, so we're in right here. And the information derived from the connection using show commands to help you diagram the network. The output of these show commands is displayed under the buttons on the left-hand navigation. Okay. Use the information in the network exhibit and the output of these 4 commands to answer the questions in the testlet. Okay, so looks like this is our testlet. Okay, so device output. Show, okay, so we got show run, we got show CDP neighbor. So let's before we go through all that output, wow, let's look. It says, from the following options, select the interface ID of device C and the commands that contain the information used to identify the interface ID of device C. Okay, so we're plugged into this router. Device C is over there. So I would say show CDP neighbors, well, the interface ID, that's just what interface is it using. Show CDP neighbors or show CDP neighbors detail, either one would do it. So let's take a look at what we got. We got show CDP neighbors detail. It's saying, yep, this is a router. There's my interface that I'm connected to on. This is the, well, actually vice versa. This is my interface, this is their interface. So going down the list. So yeah, show CDP neighbors. Okay. So, okay. I see what they're doing. So they're saying show CDP. Okay, so they're just giving you all kinds of outputs. So like, here's show CDP. So this will allow you to identify, I like this one because it's the most concise, show CDP neighbors. The local interface right here, it's kind of messed up. So let me show you this here. This is what it looks like for reals. Show CDP neighbor. That's what I used to say when I was a kid. Show me for reals. So right here, so this is my switch that I'm on, switch 3, and it says, I see switch 2 out my interface fast Ethernet 0/2, and I'm connected to the remote port, the port ID of blah on switch 2. So it doesn't look quite as scrunched as that. So going down here, okay, so what's the answer? It says select the interface ID of device C. Okay, so I would look fast Ethernet 0/0. So I scroll back up here. I go, okay, fast Ethernet 0/0. So that's me. So the remote side, it looks like, is also fast Ethernet 0/0. You guys get that? So looking at the picture, based on that CDP output, right here, I'm fast Ethernet 0/0, and so are they. So device C, I would say, is bam. That's the interface ID, and the commands that contain information used to identify it. The interface ID of device C, I would say show CDP neighbors. Yeah. And show CDP neighbor detail. I think either one of those. Now, this is where you really wish they would tell you how many questions are they looking for. Show CDP, nope, that's just the timer information. All the other ones are just local information. So did it say 2 commands? No, it just said commands. Yeah, okay, so Aldo, so it just says commands. So if you're just saying, yeah, 2 commands, so let's check it. Hey, we were right. Okay, so it's saying you can get that information from show CDP neighbors and show CDP neighbors detail. Good, and fast Ethernet 0/0 is what we were looking for. Cool. Yeah, okay, got it. Aldo, thanks. So, good. So question, I'm just looking at one of the previous questions. I think port security, we already answered that one. Okay, so I think we're good. So if you got any more ICND1 stuff, we'll do that. So I'm planning, like I said, I'm planning to go through this test until it's done. Now, if you go to CBT Nuggets website, they have 1,000 tests, so you'll have a ton of other questions. But so we're on question 42, so we'll start next session with 43. I'd like to just keep going through the questions until we hit 55, then I'm going to switch over to ICND2. So if you just wanted ICND1 stuff, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to switch over to Spanning Tree Protocol, which is actually part of ICND2, because I know a lot of people are here for that.